On to Chelsea versus Leicester. I mean, Chelsea got embarrassed 3-0 by a rejuvenated Marsh Leeds side, and it's just not good enough for me. I think Tuchel should be very disappointed with the players. For Leicester, I said that it could be the easiest 3 points against Southampton, but what did they go and do? Of course I jinxed it. They went and lost 2-1. They're showing they're currently as sleepy as McTominay on the ball. I genuinely think there is actually a valid opinion for people to start believing that the Foxes could get relegated, because, I mean, if they keep up this form, it's definitely going to be a hard struggle to get up places in the table. 2-1 to Chelsea, and Leicester will really only score because Koulibaly's out for that game due to a red card against Leeds. I just say, lads, you don't want to miss out on this episode. Trust me, there are some absolute bangers coming up, and I believe that you will all love this video by the end. On to Brighton against Leeds, and both teams are actually doing very, very well. They've had almost perfect starts, with obviously Leeds in 3rd and Brighton in 5th. I actually feel bad for Leeds because they've had a very, very good start to the season. I mean, some of their players have been absolutely fantastic, but of course it's inevitable. Their great run's got to end. They've got to finally lose a game, and I think there could be a chance here. Estupiñán is the new left back for Brighton, obviously joining from Villarreal. Very, very good defender actually. Champions League quality, and I mean, he had a decent debut, obviously them winning against West Ham 2-0. At Ellen Road, a certain Rodrigo is impressing me. I mean, this guy's the top scorer with 4 goals. I said it on game week 1, this guy's going to be a very special character in the dressing room for the upcoming season, because I remember seeing him get a hat-trick in pre-season, and he's just been decent ever since. 2-2, I lied. Brighton will not be winning this game. It will be a 2-2 draw, and I actually think this is a game you might want to watch. On to Manchester City playing home against Crystal Palace, and I mean, watching that City versus Newcastle game makes me believe, if we all have Saudi owners, the league could actually be equal again. Palace endured a 3-1 victory against Aston Villa, and you know, they played well, but it's nothing to really gloat about because, I mean, Aston Villa, they're Aston Villa. Gerrard's got a worse record than Neville at bloody Valencia. Eze impressed once again, and on the ball wise, I mean, he's impressed me so much this season. At the end of the day, the quality for the City players is just, it's too big a margin between them and Crystal Palace. So I think Vieira's tactics coming into the game will be quite good, because I actually do rate him as a manager. But at the moment, I mean, City, they're a much better team, and I don't think we can really take anything from the Newcastle draw, because Newcastle are just so good at the moment. But you never know, because Palace did draw to another team, Man City's biggest rivals, Liverpool, 1-1 earlier in the season. 1-0 to City with a Foden goal. I haven't really seen much of him, and I think maybe we can see him start this game. I think it will be like 90% possession for City, but they won't score much because Crystal Palace will obviously, they'll be playing 10 men behind the ball. On to Liverpool versus Bournemouth, and I've actually seen a pattern with Liverpool suffering against the lower sides. You know, you saw, obviously, as I did say, the draw against Crystal Palace, the draw against Fulham. It's really not good enough, and then you've went and lost to United. My club, woohoo! Bournemouth, if I'm honest, they've actually played alright. I don't think I have much stick for them. Those players going forward for Bournemouth though, it's really not good enough. I mean, you can't expect to survive in the Premier League with Kiefer Moore. But don't rule out maybe them getting a point. I think with Mane leaving, it's been a massive miss. I mean, they're drawing against Fulham, and Mane's winning 7-0, scoring 2 goals. It's embarrassing for Liverpool how bad the start of the season has been, and they really need to focus on gelling more as a team. 1-0 to Liverpool. I think they'll actually get quite lucky with Salah converting a penalty. On to Brentford versus Everton, and the Bees actually lost 3-2 to Fulham, and I am so mad because I actually said Brentford would win 3-2, but Fulham won 3-2. I'll give it to Brentford. They've got one particular very special attribute that Everton don't. They have a goal scorer. They have actually goal scorers, plural. Everton don't. Especially with the 60 mil Anthony Gordon bid, I really don't think that this Chelsea move will happen. But if it does, I mean, that's a waste of money, first of all. But second of all, it's really Everton's only good attacker. The Toffees, though, they could scrap something because that's what they do. They're a club who like to scrap for points at the moment, but the issue is they're not a good Aston, so their fans can't really help them. Hence that, I'm going to say 2-0 to Brentford. I think Mbeumo will be man of the match, getting 1 goal and 1 assist. Arsenal versus Fulham, what a game. I think this is one you should also look out for, and this time, 2 years ago, they played each other. It was actually a 3-0 victory to the Arsenal, and a certain Willian got a hat-trick of assists. Well, it's a funny coincidence that now he's actually training with Fulham, and I'm pretty sure he's going to sign for them. So imagine if he plays against Arsenal and gets the hat-trick of assists. That would be the maddest coincidence ever. The Gunners are actually currently first in the table. I'll give it to them. I'm a United fan, but I like to give credit when credit's due. I actually believe there is a question whether, Arsenal can actually be in the top 2, because Liverpool's had a terrible start, and I know you can't base it off the start, but I had a mate telling me that Arsenal, he reckons they could actually be in the top 2 behind City. I don't know about that, but one thing I do know is that Fulham are on great form, and I think they're a very hard team to beat. So it will be a battle, trust me. It's going to be 2-1 to Arsenal, with Xhaka scoring a 70th minute banger to get the 3 points. Last week I got 7 points with getting the Forest versus Everton score absolutely bang on, and I did actually predict United to win, although not getting the exact score. So that's a bit sad that I couldn't get the 3 points, only really got the 1 point. But yeah, I urge you to join in on the fun. Comment down below your predictions, get in on the action, comment down some of the opinions you have about the games coming up, and remember, down in the description it tells you how many points you get for this or that. On to Wolves versus Newcastle, and Wolves has actually switched to a back 4 instead of playing obviously Bruno Lage's high quality back 3, but I think the back 4 is actually working, with mainly Nathan Collins, the new signing from Burnley, being quite outstanding. He's really stepped up this season, and I think he's a youngster that we should actually look out for, because he is quite young, isn't he? Newcastle are already European standard, full stop, and I'm genuinely scared as a United fan, because I'm worried if they're going to take our spot in the top 6 status. St. Maximum in particular really did impress me against City. He's been getting some great reception by all the Magpies fans, and I think it's well deserved. The issue with him though is he needs to be more clinical, he needs to stop getting injuries, and he needs to do this on a consistent basis. But no doubt, whether it's his trickery or pace, the man has bags of potential, and I think he's going to score today. 3-0 to Newcastle. Wolves, they just won't be able to do the business, let's be honest. On to Southampton, playing at home against Manchester United, and never blame Eric Ten Hag again. We got the win against Liverpool 2-1. It was an emphatic game, and we did play really, really well. It was high pressure, high possession football, and defensively wise, we were great with Varane and Martinez, and going forward, Martial, Rashford and Sancho look like our compact front 3 for the season. Dangerous. If we do not win this game though, we're absolute mugs. I know I shouldn't be underestimating Southampton, but they won against a lacklustre Leicester side. It's not very impressive, is it? I think if they really want to do a statement for the other clubs in the league, they've got to be winning consistently. Casemiro will be playing, and finally, we have a player who can actually shield that defence. 2-0 to United. I think Southampton, let's be honest, they're not that good of a team. I think Hasenhuttl will get sacked this season, and we'll just run all over them. Was it Aston Villa playing at home against West Ham, and Aston Villa, they're done. Gerrard is done. He's getting sacked by February. I said for the Hammers to win against Brighton, but instead they lost 2-0. Don't worry, lads. You're going to get your well-deserved win here. Bowen will be man of the match, getting 2 goals in a 2-0 win. That's our last game of the video, and it's Forest playing at home against Spurs. Now, Spurs actually got the 1-0 win against Wolves, and congrats to Harry Kane for becoming the highest scoring player for one club. I'm actually not sure what to think of Forest, because they have quality players for the Prem, but they need to gel a bit more, and I'm not seeing them play that good. I want to see the new man Dennis play, because I believe if he plays, this man is made for the Premier League. He's absolutely class. I was a massive fan of him last season, and I reckon he'll get a goal. But it doesn't help the fact that they will be battered on the day. 3-1 to Spurs. Kulusevski will get a double. The game will also be clotted with great chances.